In this video, we're going to be looking at adding a basic contact form to our application. So to do that, we're on our app dashboard under the features section. And from here, we're going to go to the contact tab. And from here, click on the form v2, click on the plus icon to add that to our application. Now by default, when you add the form to your application, it will ask you where you want this form to submit the entries that are filled out. Where do you want these form submissions to go? So the first item here under settings is going to be recipient emails. So you want to add in the email address here for where completed form entries are to be emailed to. And you'll note here it does say you can add multiple emails, just separate them with a comma. We've also got an option here to enable in-app history, so when logged in users submit entries via this form, they'll be able to see and review the submissions that they've made. If we look on the preview device here, we have a little paintbrush icon in the top corner, so when a logged in user clicks that item under this form feature, they will see past submissions that they've made and be able to review them. And the final option here we have is design. Similar on a lot of features, you're able to choose from the drop down here whether you want to use a list design or a card design for how your form actually looks. So once you've populated these fields here and chosen your preferences, make sure to hit the save button to save those changes. Now let's go to the fields option here in this submenu under form. And here we can start to add in the fields that we need for our form. So in this one, we're going to keep it simple. We're going to have a name field, an email field, and we're also going to have a comments or a message box where someone can fill out the content of what the reason is for their submission to this form. It's the inquiry or whatever it is that you're using. But as we said, we're creating a basic contact form, so it's the nature of the inquiry as that final field. So under type, we want to click this option here, and in the drop down, we're going to choose the text input option. And in here, in the label identifier, we're going to put in a field called name, and we're going to put a default value in here of your name, and we're going to mark this field as required. So by marking it as required, it means if someone fills out the form without completing this particular field, it will show them an error that they have missed a field that is required, and they need to fill that out before they're able to submit their contact form entry. Okay, so we're going to click on save. So now we can see we've got a new section of this form at the bottom here for manage fields. So this will populate with the fields that we add to this particular form. So again, let's move on with our new question in our form. So under type, we're going to choose text input again, and the identifier for this one is going to be email, and I'm going to put in here as the default value email address, and I also mark this one as required too, and hit save. You can see that that's been added now as a new item on our form. And the final one we're going to add is going to be a text area this time, as we want a larger text box for someone to fill out their comments. So I'm going to put your message in here. I'm going to leave the default field blank on this one, and I'm going to tick the required box as we require this information in the form to know why they are sending us a message. And I'm going to click on save. And now that that's updated, what we can do is click the update and preview button beneath the preview device, and that's going to pull in these changes that we've made to our form feature. And there we go. So there's our name field, our email field, and our your message field. So these are all entries that we've made into our form. So this will show up in the app for someone to complete based on whatever you use this form for. If it's for general inquiries, then they're able to put in their information and send this form to you, and it will be sent to the email address as we said at the start of this video. Under the settings option here, the recipient email, this is the email address that will receive all completed entries of this form. So that's it for this video. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in another soon.